So Sean, hectic week, how's it been?
Yeah, it's been stressful. A few long days, long nights, but yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's been good, and I've had to embrace it. But more importantly, try to enjoy it. And yeah, there's been some goods, some bads about it. And again, it's a few late nights. I went to Burton Tuesday, I went to the FA Youth Cup game Wednesday, so that's part and parcel of the job. I accept it. But yeah, overall, it's been okay. Touch wood so far.
What's that transition like, being from being one of the coaches to actually leading the group?
Yeah, it can be a challenge, obviously, because you're not sort of give that responsibility of making decisions, setting up a game plan, a team, picking a team. So yeah, it is a lot of responsibility, obviously, but I've kept it. I've got to be myself. I'm not going to change just because for a couple of days I've been in charge. I'm not going to change anything, and no doubt there'll be somebody coming in sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? So I'm fully aware of that. I've just been asked to lead and take charge, or take his training, the game, until further notice.
What was sort of the timeline of events? When did you sort of find out you'd be leading the team?
It was sort of like Sunday afternoon when I had the call, and obviously two good people have lost their jobs, and nobody wants to see that. And I got a lot of respect for Paul and Chris, and I enjoyed working with them. But again, football, that's the results business we're in, and football, it's not the first and it won't be the last. And but nobody wants to see anybody lose their job. And I say I have spoken to them, I've rang them, and obviously not sort of apologise, but obviously it's football and they were aware of that, and they're just saying, look, keep in touch, and if you need anything. So and they've given me advice as well, which I've phoned other people. But yeah, it's Sunday afternoon, and it was like I said, you'll be taking training. And I've sort of had conversations with Mickey throughout the week, and obviously the chairman's keeping Mickey in the loop, and Mickey's keeping me in the loop.
Yeah. What's the sort of reaction like, being around around the squad from the players in training this weekend?
Yeah, it's hard to say I'm doing things different to what's just been happening, because I'm not. I'm trying to put my own spin on it as such, and the best I can do, and organise and put my ideas, and obviously watching Burton to see what their strengths and weaknesses are, and trying to exploit them, and so I nullify their strengths. So that's all I've done myself, and I haven't changed myself, because I don't want to be. I've got to be myself. I've got to be authentic. And hopefully the players they've put in a shift, and they're hopefully going to show it obviously tomorrow at the game.
Yeah, really big game tomorrow. It feels like a real 6-pointer, doesn't it, at the start of the season?
Oh, massively. You know what I mean? We're, I think, honestly, in a position where we are where we are, and results show that. But I think we should have a few more points, and I'm sure they'll feel the same, because they play some good football, and again they'll be thinking it's a winnable game as much as we will, and hopefully we're the ones who come out on top tomorrow.
And what's sort of the fitness like through the squad this week? Have you got any fresh injury concerns, or maybe potential doubts for tomorrow?
No, not really. Obviously Josh is obviously a long-term sort of injury. There's a couple of knocks, but nothing. We just got to obviously see this morning, see how they are. We're both obviously for training, and take it from there. But no, nothing apart from Josh. No, nothing major at the minute.
You mentioned you went to the youth game in midweek. What was sort of that experience like? And you had a good look at some of those players as well, I suppose.
Yeah, and that is my link. That's my job, really, is to be that sort of go-between from the 18s to the first team. And I enjoyed it. Like I said, the result was fantastic, but you can only beat what's in front of you. Obviously, Chesterfield away next round, and that'll be a different challenge for them, though. But yeah, there's some of them there who've again gone out on loan and getting experience in men's football. But they have it again when you're talking about levels. It is a bigger level and then challenge to come up and make that step up to first team. But some of them did themselves no harm, and were good team performance. And
obviously a few of the youth players have been in and around the first team training sessions throughout the season. Are they still coming in every day?
Yeah, again, obviously once we've got numbers, obviously we'll see what we need for the next day, and we'll plan accordingly. But yeah, there's been one or two up on a daily basis. Sometimes there's 3 or 4. So it just depends what we need, and what the plan of the day looks like.
Obviously, when a club changes their manager, there's always speculation who could be in for the job, names being thrown around. Is that sort of can be a bad distraction sometimes, or are you sort of doing the players keeping your heads down and getting on with it?
Yeah, I think that's all you can do. Again, whatever it takes, and the discussions with the chairman and obviously Mickey, that'll take care of itself. My focus is solely being on training, planning, and organising the team to play tomorrow. And it might be next Tuesday because we've got a game Reading's obviously off, but no doubt there will be manager in place, and I'm sure it is. And I know for me it was an honour, because I started my career as a young kid many years ago, so I've got affinity with the club. I'm sort of local, although over the border, but Shrewsbury was my first sort of club, and to make my debut here, I didn't play many games, albeit, but I enjoyed my time. So I feel really honoured that the chairman and Mickey have asked me to take this obviously club for training for a game, if it's one, if it's two, whatever, and I'll give it the best shot I can and be ready for when a new manager, and hopefully support them, whoever might come in.
Well, that's funny you come on to that. You're well known around the area, aren't you? Maybe whether it be Telford, for that, or
exactly. I know I've got my foot in both camps, but I live in Telford, and again the loyalties. I like the football in Shropshire, don't get me wrong. I say I watch Shifnal, I know McTransford, Shifnal, so my links around the area, and I love it. I love being around here, and again, going back to after when I started, it's a club close to my heart. Yes, Telford, I've had 2 spells, and yeah, I enjoy it. I just enjoy being around and coaching and developing players. So hopefully it accumulates into a 3 points tomorrow.
And that enthusiasm, I suppose, you can sort of spread onto the players as well in the week.
Yeah, be yourself. But hopefully my team, or the team, not my team, the team tomorrow represents who I am. Hard-working, enthusiastic, enjoy, play with a smile on your face, and that's, if I can get that over to the players and they do that in that manner, then I'm sure we'll get positive results.
And obviously, I suppose a lot of them would have been close to Paul Hurst, brought in players to work with before. What sort of been your message to the squad throughout the week?
Yeah, it's like I said earlier, two good football people have lost their jobs, and I don't want to see that again. It's happened, and it will happen in the future, but they've got to now just dust themselves down. Whatever's gone is gone. Again, results haven't gone our way, but we've got to prove it. We've got to prove it for, not for me, for this football club, for the chairman, for you know what I mean. This is his baby, innit? And don't get me wrong, you know what I mean. He deserves it. So I think, if anything, we deserve a performance for the fans, for everybody really, yourselves included. We got to get punched on the board, and it's got to hopefully start tomorrow. And
great numbers of supporters in Salford. I expect it to be even more in Burton this weekend. Just a word on the support.
Definitely, again, the fans are not stupid. They're happy when they're winning. They're not happy when they're losing, and they get the frustrations and anger. They pay their money. They're entitled to a voice. Don't get me wrong. So we've got to know it's going to be 1,000, maybe plus tomorrow. Localish derby. We've got to get them voice. They can be our 12th man tomorrow, but we can only do it and get bums off seats or get them jumping behind the goal when we perform well. And I think hopefully tomorrow it's going to be down that we, it's not just me, it's we, and we as a team, and on and off the pitch, subs, injured players included, staff, and they've all helped me, by the way. That we're all together, and it's got to be we team performance tomorrow for the fans, because they deserve it.
Yeah, go well tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you.